Hello, everyone. The third eye is taking you to see the world. Today I'd like to share the topic of space-time. Modern science believes that besides the space-time we're living in, there are other space-times existed. In reality, many unsolvable mysteries of time travel events occurred in human society. People guess there is space-time tunnel from our space-time to other space-time. Is it true to travel through time and space? An American man, who called himself Noah, claims he is from 2030, a real time traveler. As time traveler, he says he has risked his life to travel back in time. The reason his coming from 2030 is to tell those alive now what the world has in store. Noah attracted the world's attention since November 2017 when a video went viral of him claiming he had seen the year 2030. In the couple's years, he predicted several things including extreme weather and natural disasters in the United States, which has been fulfilled. On social media, Noah quickly captured a large number of fans. It seems he is really a time traveler from 2030. His related videos appeared on the YouTube, known as one of the most powerful voices of supernatural on YouTube, with tens of millions share and hundreds of thousands subscribes. As media report, Noah has passed lie detector test over future predictions. Every time Noah says something, a green true or red false icon will flash up on screen, meaning we know with absolute certainty whether the subject is telling the truth. People believes it's completely foolproof. The interview begins with him being asked, "Are you an actual time traveler from the year 2030?" He responds with a yes, and the word true appears in large green letters, meaning he believes he is telling the truth. His face and voice have been distorted to hide his identity due to his fears he might be assassinated, makes a number of wild claims. Noah then claims he has hard evidence to back up his predictions but isn't sure that he can reveal what that is because it might cause a paradox. Then Noah reveals a number of weirdly specific predictions about the future. He says his mission is to tell those alive now what the world has in store. One of his predictions is that Google Glass-style robots will take over the world. Robots that can run a home are being slowly introduced. People will still have cash, but use Bitcoin a lot more. He also predicted another future leader, claiming the US president in 2030 will be a random person named Ilana Remeke. Global warming issues have increased and Northern America is now hotter. Noah claimed that humans will reach Mars in 2028, the same year time travel will be discovered. He also said that electric and self-driving cars would be drastically improved and that virtual reality and artificial intelligence will be all the rage within the next 4 years. Noah also predicts that renewable energy will take off. Some diseases have been cured, including some forms of cancer. In a video uploaded to YouTube by Apex TV, it shares Noah's wrist X-ray that shows a piece of time travel technology has been implanted under his skin. A self-confessed depression and anorexia sufferer, Noah claimed he was 50 years old but had taken an age-reversing drug to make him 25 again. Due to his outlandish theories, some people claim he is mad, though scientifically proves the feasibility of time travel in theory. In real life, what do you think of the time traveler Noah? The following is another story of time travel. In the 19th century, a man suddenly disappeared while walking, and then he suddenly appeared on the streets of New York City in the 1950s. This time travel incident has been affirmed by many people, including police officers and many witnesses. According to official records, the man suddenly appeared on Fifth Avenue. According to official records, the man suddenly appeared on Fifth Avenue in Manhattan with heavy traffic in New York City and was hit and killed by a car. The driver who caused the accident said that when he saw the man, his expression in a daze seemed to be full of confusion, and the man suddenly appeared in front of him without warning. When the New York police investigated the deceased, It was discovered that the man was about 30 years old, wearing a 19th century style black coat and wide-brimmed hat, and his clothes were new. The police found some coins in his pocket. Inside the wallet, police found banknotes and business cards from the 1870s, with the name Rudolph Fenz, Sr., printed on the business cards. A receipt for receiving the horse and a receipt for storing the package were also found. The New York police knew that the whole thing was strange from the very beginning of investigating this eccentrically dressed man. They always wanted to know the true identity of this man, but they couldn't confirm who he was. Finally, they handed over the case to Rin, a professional tracing investigator. Rin contacted his colleagues in Europe, including Austria and Germany, to try to find out the relatives of the man, but then the investigation also reached a dead end. Almost desperate, Rin consulted a copy of the New York City telephone directory from 1939, and suddenly found an important clue. There was a man named Rudolph Fenz, Sr. in the directory. After passing through difficult police work for this important discovery, Rin found an old woman. Only after interviewed with the woman, Rin knew that this Rudolph Fenz, Sr. was her father-in-law. He suddenly disappeared when he went for a walk one day in 1876. Although the police conducted a full search, he was never found. However, his family has always believed that this kind immigrant from Europe can one day return. They waited for many years and gradually died. In the year of disappearance, Rudolph Fenz, Sr. was 31 years old. At that time, his son was only 4 years old, which was the husband of the old woman. Many people believe that this Rudolph Fenz, Sr. is a time traveler, and his time travel experience should be during walking. He accidentally entered the vortex of time and space, and suddenly jumped out of time and space inexplicably, and came to the streets of New York in 1950. He was in a daze. As a result, he suddenly appeared in front of the car and the taxi driver didn't have time to brake. Time played a cruel joke on Fenz. It pushed him forward for 3/4 of a century, just to make a high-speed car hit him to death. In an oil painting with 100 years more history, scientists were surprised to find that one figure holding a smartphone. What an interesting finding. The bizarre scene was spotted in an 1850s painting at a museum in Munich by retired British government officer Peter Russell. A girl in 19th century dress walking head down through the countryside, with her eyes glued to a smartphone. It's known that mobile phones appeared in the 20th century. Before that, there should be no such thing as a mobile phone, nor people knew what was mobile phone. Was this lady a time traveler? What exactly is going on? The famous British media Daily Mail once reported, the time travel 1860 painting that appears to show a woman engrossed in an iPhone. The piece, titled The Expected One, was painted by Austrian artist around 1850 to 60. At first glance, it appears a girl walking down a country rocky path, with her attention focused on the small rectangular object she's clutching. The similarity to modern distracted walkers is striking. Some people think the girl in the painting was time traveler, or she accidentally found this mobile phone. The century-old piece bears remarkable similarity to a scene that's become all too familiar today, as distracted walkers dominate the sidewalks with phone in hand. Of course, still there are people believe that the item is a hymnal or prayer book. Russell first pointed out the strange scene in response to a similar story. A Native American appears to stare at a smartphone in a mural, which sparking theories it could be proof of time travel. This painting shows a man in the foreground holding 21st century technology, yet it depicts a scene from the 17th century. The intriguing figure is wearing a white loincloth, but is holding the mystery object just like modern people hold smartphones. He is pictured here surrounded by Native Americans, in an event that happened nearly 400 years before the advent of smartphones. In fact, space-time tunnels exist theoretically, but humans can't see and touch them with the naked eyes. Space-time tunnels are both closed and not absolutely closed. When they are open occasionally, they are not the same time system as the human world. Usually, space-time tunnels could go back far away or past to the future, because the space-time tunnel is directional and reversible. Among the current theories, Einstein's theory of relativity provides a theoretical basis for time traveling. The concept of wormhole was first proposed by Einstein, and later it is generally believed can jump between spaces, or can time travel. It can be said that wormholes are necessary to time travel. The third eye is taking you to see the world. That's all for today's topic. For more interesting topics, please pay attention to our next video. Thank you for your likes, subscribe, and share. Bye-bye.